Right, grade 10s. Leah has asked me to take you quickly through activity 4.11.2, which I'm gladly going to do. Please excuse the noises in the background as my son is making dinner. So yeah, if you hear loud bang, it's not me, it's someone else. All right, so the activity asks us to read two values. So a first number, second number, and then conduct the following calculations. So remember, this is an activity that tests whether you understand the concept of global variables. And then, so with each of these calculations, we're going to use the same set of numbers that we're going to put into integers, and we're going to use the same integers. So if I click on this button, it uses the variable that we initialized with these numbers. If I do this, the same, etc. Okay, so and I mean the type of calculations that is actually written here, I mean it's straightforward. So let's click on the read data button, and this is where we initialize our variables, but they need to be declared first. So they have been already declared for us. So inum, inum2 are two integers. So I will initialize them now. Inum1 colon equals edt num1 dot text, but we're forgetting something again. This is an integer, this is string, so we need to cast it. So this would be string to int, and we put our brackets around that, semicolon, and inum. So what I'm just going to do, because I'm lazy, I'm going to highlight this, copy, I'm going to paste it, and I'm simply going to change this 1 to 2, and this one also to 2. No need to type it all out again. Okay, so I've initialized, I've read in my data. So if I go back to our thing, now we can do our calculation. Let's do the first one, the addition. Okay, so we have the addition, and I mean I could do my calculation and display it directly in our edit. However, I am going to do the right thing and declare another variable called isum, and which is also an integer, and then I will do the calculation. So isum colon equals inum1, that one, plus inum2. And there's my cat, I don't know if you can hear it, also crying for food. Inum2, and that's it. There we have our calculation. Now we still have to display it in our rich edit. So I would say read display dot lines dot add, and I will say here int, sorry, it's going a little bit crazy, int to string inum plus, and now I'm literally gonna put a plus sign there, plus int to string inum2 plus, and I'm gonna have an equal sign maybe there, plus int to string isum. Okay, let's that I have all the brackets that I need. Okay, let's run this. F9, there we go. Ooh, I made a mistake somewhere. What does it say there? inum. Oh, I just called it inum instead of inum1. All right. That can happen so quickly. All right. So it's running. Now I'm going to take it over. In the example, they give number 22 and 4. Obviously, we will know what the answer is. So we're first going to read in our data, and now we can do our addition. 22 plus 4 equals 26. All right, let's close this, and now we can do the same for our subtraction. So I love to copy and paste, so I'm just gonna, copy this, and I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna paste that. Let's do it. It's still a sum, although it's a subtraction. So we, instead of the plus over here, we change that to a minus, and then over here that plus also changes to a minus. And if I run this one, and I'll bring my form over, and I'm going to say 22, I'm going to say 4, I'm going to read the data in, 22 plus 4, and the subtraction would be 22 minus 4 equals 18. Okay, I'm not going to run the program again, we'll just code quickly the rest. So let's bring our code. Now the multiplication. Again, I'm going to leave it in. I'm just going to paste this, and then instead of the plus, I'm going to put a multiply sign in there, and this one as well. And that's literally all that there is to it. Now we're going to use the real division. Again, I'm just going to, copy and paste this, and instead of the plus sign, I'm going to put a division sign over there. And let's go back to our code. In integral division, oh my word, it's way too late and it's weakened. So over here, instead of the plus, we will say now diff. Okay, however, and I'm gonna so here I'm gonna say now diff, and most likely we will have a mistake there just now. And then the last one, let's go to our design down there, the modulus, and again I'm going to paste it, and over here I'm going to say mod, and over there I will say mod. Okay, let's see if I run this. There is mistakes, as I just said. The reason for those mistakes is number one here, our division. Our division cannot be an integer, and even though the numbers might be divisible by each other and produce a whole number, but that's not a given before we written. So we have to change the sum there to a real, and then we must just update this one over here, and then here we can still have int string, but here where it says int to string isum, I'm simply gonna say now float to string f, and then we'll have our number r, and let me zoom in so that you can actually see our sum, comma ff fixed, comma 6, 2, and do I need, no, I don't need another one. All right, zoom out, run that. All right, let's see. Bring this over, zoom in, and we have our numbers 22 and 4. read in our data. Addition is 26, subtraction is 18, multiplication is 88, division 5.5, integral division 5, it rounds it down, it goes in 5 times, and the modulus would be 2. There we go. I hope that helped. Obviously you can beautify this a little bit with spaces between them, but that's how to do activity 4.11.2.